Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 24 of FTB Interactions. It's once again update day, so I have updated the pack to version 2.0.7 and with it come a bunch of changes. So perhaps first of all, the recipe for these ME conduits has been changed such that they're effectively the same cost as the applied energistics cables. So now you can reasonably choose whether you prefer to use the applied energistics cables or ME conduits. Personally, I'm going to keep using conduits. They're like marginally more expensive because this binder composite is technically not free, although the sand, the gravel comes out of EMC and clay is we already have automated, so it's basically free. But in addition to that, there have been some new quests that have rewards now. So apparently making a linker gives you another linker. Collect them all. Let's see what this has for us. Ooh, a system glitch soul. That actually is something we can use to automate the farming of glitches if we need a bunch of those glitch hearts, which we could use for blood magic. More ME controllers. Sounds good to me. And a Mr. American chick, eh? And Natura pylons. How many Natura pylons do we get? Oh wow, my inventory's full. There's even more stuff on the ground. Alright, let's start putting stuff away. Oh, this is probably because the quest was fixed. And I've already gotten my 7 ME controllers from the quest. So I don't think I get to keep those. That's probably cheating. Alright, let's start putting stuff away. And what do you lay? You lay black banners, eh? I guess it's furnace fuel. I feel like there's a joke here that's whooshing me, so I will accept that I have been whooshed by the joke. Next change, and perhaps one that requires a bit more immediate attention, is that these uncovered lossless wires now hurt you for walking by them. And they hurt a fair bit. Like, that's like 7-8 hearts per hit. It's enough to be a life-threatening thing. So I just have to replace them all with covered wires. I think I still have, yeah, I'm just gonna cover these and then start swapping out the uncovered ones for covered ones. Safety first, after all. On the one hand, I've swapped out all the covered cable, or rather the uncovered cables, so that there's no more covered cables to kill me for walking into them. On the other hand, I'm somehow up 9 cables or something from when I started. So I have no clue where those came from. I had a vein miner incident where I didn't know that uncovered cables, if you were to main mine that, also vein mines the linked covered cables. So I kind of ripped up a lot more cables than I meant to. But now that I put them all back down, I have more pieces than I started with. It's like taking apart your car transmission and having spare parts at the end. That's not a good sign, by the way. So I don't know. Maybe I just had like extra pieces sitting like this that I no longer have now, which explains these covered or these extra cables. I'm going to go ahead and assume that that is the case here until I find a machine that is inexplicably not plugged in sometime down the road. Now with patch day maintenance tasks done, at least as far as I know, let's move on to the actual things I want to do today. First of all, I want to start auto-crafting the auto-crafting components. So right now we have a single 1K crafting CPU. That's a little weak, don't you think? I see no reason we couldn't make... Well, can we make 64K? Let's see. There might be a random resource here we don't have. Platinum. To get platinum right now might be a little tricky. I think I have to get it from Endstone. Right? Endstone can be processed in something here. This guy. To give us a tiny pile of platinum dust sometimes. There are also platinum veins, but those are located on Chaos Islands, from what I understand. You know what? I think maybe it's time we made a trip to a Chaos Island. While I have a way to kill the Chaos Dragon without it even hitting me, I think I'm going to keep that trick in my back pocket for now because we don't need it in this pack. The Mantle of the Stars, even an unattuned one, gives full Chaos immunity. So if we just make one of these, we can wander over to a Chaos Island, laugh at the Chaos Dragon, and kill him at our leisure. Now, naturally, we won't be able to fly with it, but I still have my Rending Gale. So there's actually nothing here that's terribly difficult. I do have to upgrade our altar though, which I guess takes sky stone. Oh, it takes any celestial crystal. All right, so I guess let's start by making celestial crystals. This is a process I should have started as soon as I had access to stardust. So that was a bit of a mistake on my part. But into a puddle of what is this called? Liquid starlight. You throw a rock crystal and some stardust. Probably take your magnet off while you're doing this. And then you just let it sit in there until they fuse together. After a few moments, they turn into these celestial crystal clusters, and then you have to wait for them to grow until they have metadata 3. I do believe they can be accelerated, but this is a process that takes somewhere between half an hour and like 30,000 hours. So accelerating it doesn't really help you. We'll just have to come back later. One of my gem clusters is also still growing. I don't understand why it hasn't become fully grown yet, but oh well. Apparently I missed when I threw this one too. You're supposed to be in here. There we go. Purple particles means it's working. Well, maybe I shouldn't knock the effect of the time in a bottle. This one's already at stage 2 of... It's either 3 or 4. So I'll wait out this one time in a bottle cycle, and if it, becomes fully grown, then I'll harvest it and we can immediately move on to our iridescent altar. Otherwise, I'll figure out something else to fill the time. Hey, would you look at that? Stage 4. When it's done, it shoots off these little white particles, and you can just harvest it with a pickaxe. Gives you 1. Stats on this don't matter because I'm using it for crafting. Unfortunately, upgrading our altar takes a bit more starlight than we have during the day. In fact, I think the sun is just starting to rise, so worst case timing. But we should be able to build something to improve our starlight amount even during the day. And that is the enhanced crystal collector structure thingy. So, any of these grown any? Hey, look, we have another one at stage 2. Let's look into doing that. To build one of these, we need a floating crystal, or a celestial collector crystal, which we have everything except the attuned celestial crystal that goes into it. We have one from a quest reward, however, we can also make them. The process of making them requires taking any celestial or any collector crystal that we craft through this system and processing it through a sky cauldron, which is one of the blueprints we found in our moon dungeons. It takes some liquid starlight and a bit of mechanism laser energy and a fair bit of time, but that turns it into a celestial crystal with perfect purity and cutting. And then you just dunk that in liquid starlight for a few cycles, and it turns into a celestial crystal with all 3 stats perfect. So let's see about making a sky cauldron. This here is easily the longest list of different blocks I've seen used in a modular machine. Yeah, like, does it really need to use 30 different blocks? I guess what it is the center is one of those collector structures, and then there's stuff built around it, huh? Alright, fine. If I'm going to be doing this much crafting, at the very least I want my wireless crafting terminal. This will allow me to craft items on the go and withdraw stuff from our army system without having to fly down to this terminal every time. So looking at this recipe, the only thing in here that's a little tricky is that fluix pearls require helium. So let's look for ways to get that. Option A looks like the Infernal Deconglomerator. That kind of makes this whole trip to the End Island, or the Chaos Island, a little unnecessary because while it produces helium, it also produces platinum. At which point, why am I going through all the work to get platinum this way? So keep that in the back of my mind. The other one is the Centrifuge Noble Gases, which gives a little bit of helium. But making a lot of noble gases, it's going to involve a lot of centrifuges for gassy enriched eggs, because you get 20 millibuckets each. You can also process liquid air, but this process is way too difficult. So, yeah, I guess I'll just make the Infernal Deconglomerator. Or deconglomerator. And that'll solve my platinum problem. And then maybe, you know what, let's make our trip to the Chaos Island anyways, because I just want to do it. This multi-block is complicated enough that without the ability to rotate the in-world preview, I'll probably just accept whatever the default alignment is. Although, building it this way is really difficult because then all my ports are blocked by the trees. No, I do have to rotate it. Alright, so I have to mentally rotate this from this orientation 90 degrees to, you know, laying across that way. Ugh. And it's built. Gotta say, it does look pretty cool. With like a tank of lava inside. Anyways, how much power does this thing use? I gave it an LV input hatch. That appears to be enough. So it needs 30 EU a tick, which is less than 32. So let's plug it into this LV line that's conveniently right here. And that's our input. Now it should just be a matter of putting endstone in here. And it... Oh, right, I forgot. It uses mana. I have to give it mana. So modular diversity mana is Botania mana. And I think it just means I need to put a mana pool adjacent to it, if memory serves me right. For the time being, I'll just put a mana pool here, set it to empty from tablet mode, and fill it with a mana tablet. And I believe... Nope, still not enough mana. Maybe I need to shoot mana into it with a mana spreader. Dang it, mana spreader, why do you have a full hitbox? I can't click past you to the thing behind you. Alright, so bind that. Reform the multi-block. And now you're running? Aha! You are running. So in the output we should get helium in here and potentially items in here. Already had some tungstate and some helium. There we go. Cool. So I, generally speaking, have no clue how much mana this thing takes. I guess I'll let it process that entire stack, and then we'll see how much mana is left in the mana pool. But at a glance, it does seem to be a non-trivial amount of it. Well, the mana pool has been completely drained, but I think the mana input hatch actually just has a pretty large mana buffer, because this thing is still running, even though there's no mana actively being added to it. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually tell me how big the buffer is. I managed to get a tooltip for it by diving down here, but there's nothing that tells me exactly how much mana it holds, so I don't know how much mana this uses. But I don't care all that much, I guess, at least for now. We now have 4.7 buckets of helium, so let's snag that, and I just need that to make a few fluid spirals. They only take 30 millibuckets each. This reminds me, another nice feature that we got in today's update. Gaseous fluids, gaseous things basically, no longer float you away. So it's not that big a deal for me now that I have Creative Flight, which cancels the float away effect. But all these fluids that used to carry us away, like Essence of Knowledge, right? Come on, let me right click. Like our Tome of Knowledge here used to float us away when we had it in our inventory. No more. So I no longer need this block to stand on or stand under when I do enchanting. A component of the wireless crafting terminal that has to be made in our Shrinkomathon is the dense energy cube or dense energy cell. So to simplify this, I'm going to make it such that I only have to build the structure once. So step one, you have to, well, you still have to build the structure once. The exact shape eludes me. Now what I could do is I could throw the piece of redstone onto this now and complete the structure. However, what I'm going to do is take our copy paste gadget, set it to, what's my hotkey for mode? Set it to copy mode, copy, let's see, from here to here. Oh shoot, the cells count as tile entities, huh? That's kind of annoying. Alright, well let's see how this works out then. Throw this on to shrink it. So I think the problem I'm having now is that the miniaturization field, the area that I have to throw the redstone into, is actually completely covered by blocks, so there's no room for the redstone to go. So to fix that, I guess I'll just make everything one block bigger. That is, make the miniaturization field one block bigger. Let's try that again now. I've moved our projectors out so that we have a larger field. No, that's not it. Why doesn't this make my dense power cell? Why for the life of me can I figure out what's wrong here? So just to make sure, it's vanilla redstone, vanilla glass, applied energistics fluix blocks 5756, and applied energistics energy cells 5784. 5784, 5756, vanilla glass, and vanilla redstone. Go. It must be MBT data on the energy cells, but none of these energy cells have MBT data. Is there supposed to be a piece of glass in the middle? Let's count. It's 16 total, right? So 8 on top, 8 on the bottom. The center is hollow. Oh no, the center is not hollow. Ah, Victor. The center is one of those. Alright, figured it out. So I probably didn't have to expand the field after all. In fact, it might not even work with the expanded field. Nope, that time it didn't work because I had the wrong block. Oh, I still have the wrong block. Let me do a once over, make sure I don't have a wrong block somewhere. This is turning out to be way more difficult than it has any right to be. No, these blocks are definitely right now. Made it 3 by 3 again. There we go. Okay. And now we can make our dense energy cubes. That was 100% my fault for not reading the instructions. Alright, so now what I should be able to do is take our copy paste gadget and switch you over to paste mode. What I'll have to do is, let's see, I have to fix the offset. So you have to hit G, edit placement, and I want the Y offset up. And like so. Wait, oh, I didn't mean to hit reset. And then right click to build it. Now, this structure here that I copied the first time is wrong, so let's start by fixing that. I need you there. It'll never place the energy cells, unfortunately, because those are tile entities, but it'll place everything else. So let's recopy this. Set you back to copy mode from you to you. And now you should have, yeah, 5 of the purple blocks. All right, so let's try this once again. Craft this one. And then I'll have to place this bottom energy cell because I won't be able to see it afterwards. Put you back into paste mode. That one lower. Paste all those blocks in. And then manually put these 5 blocks back in. So not the greatest solution, but it kind of works mostly. Next time I do this, I'll probably try using the RF Tools builder in copy mode, because I think the builder in copy mode is allowed to place copy and paste tile entities, whereas the copy paste gadget does not. But in the event, actually I was planning on storing this gadget here because that's the only place I'm going to use it. In any event, I have the energy cells I need now to make our wireless crafting terminal. So it should just be a matter of, there's a standard wireless terminal, and I don't have a crafting terminal. That should make the wireless crafting terminal. Aha! Now I need to link this to a security terminal, so let's make one of those. I had to craft one 16K storage component for our security terminal, but here we go. I'll put this, can't go really anywhere. Tend to tuck it away. Not the way I expect it to face, whatever, it's fine. Place your, if you just leave this thing empty, it doesn't actually have any security effect, which is fine, I don't care for that. You just need to use it to link your terminal. So put that in there. And now our wireless terminal is linked. However, I still can't open it because we don't have any, Wi-Fi provider. To actually have Wi-Fi, I need an access point and some number of boosters. Technically, boosters are optional, but you're gonna have a hard time using your system without these. So, put it there, put the boosters in. the range and energy usage are both exponential with the number of boosters you use. So with 14 boosters, apparently you get 36 meter range, and it uses 27 RF a tick. But remember, that 27, I'm pretty sure, is a big fat lie because of that hidden RF usage increase. So it says it's using, 600, or wait, it says it's using 1.6K. Actually, is that number right now? No, this number is right. Right, yeah, this thing says it's using 27, but it's actually using like 10 to 15 times that. So just keep that in mind. One thing you have to test in every pack is whether or not infinity boosters are in infinite mode or not. Basically, in infinite mode, one infinity booster is enough to power your thing forever. And the fact that this button here exists, I think means that, yeah, they are in consumable mode, not infinite mode, which means that these infinity boosters are not going to last very long. Does it tell me how much I have? 14k infinity energy. So, it shows you when you mouse over. So that infinity energy lets you use your tablet when you're out of range, but it drains it pretty quickly. You can see it drains, well, not super fast. I think the configs in this pack were changed such that each card provides a lot more infinity energy than normal, which is good. It drains at about 20 points a second, maybe 10 points a second, and each one gives you 1,000 points by the looks of things. So each card gives you like, if we call it 10 a second, like a minute and a half of out of range wireless, that's actually pretty good. Unfortunately, they're difficult enough to craft, I believe, that I mean, it's not impossible to craft them. Helium, ender pearls, pure fluix. They're not that bad to craft. So I guess you can either craft them or you can just farm them off withers. But obviously you need a wither farm of some description in order to farm that. For now, I'm going to make a few more of these wireless boosters if I can. I'm going to need to make more vibrant alloy to do so, though. Yeah, let's do it. Let's make vibrant alloy next then. That way I can usually be in range of our wireless access point. Basically, I'll have that cover our entire base down here. Maybe get it to reach up to our astral sorcery area. But everywhere else, when I'm in another dimension or something, I have like half an hour of out of range Wi-Fi time, which is not half bad. Making energetic and vibrant alloy will each take a blast furnace, as I'm going to dedicate a blast furnace to each. They're both done at 2500, so that's less than the temperature of nichrome coils, so let's use those. And because I already have some nichrome coils here, by building adjacent to these, we get to reduce the total number of coils it takes by a little bit. When you're setting up blast furnaces sharing sides with each other, you get 5 functional slots per blast furnace. Of those, you need non-negotiably, well, I guess technically 6 slots, but one of them has to be the EBF block, so that one's non-negotiable, and one has to be an energy input. That's also non-negotiable. Besides that, you have 4 other blocks that you can choose what to do. You naturally need some type of output, so the output bus, or I don't know, maybe there's recipes that only produce fluid output, in which case you can have a fluid output bus, but one of them has to be an output, leaving 3 for inputs. For each of these recipes, because they take 2 items in and 1 fluid in, those are my 3 inputs. What I do is I put 1 item into one input, 1 item into another one. That way I don't need to worry about the same item taking up all the slots. So let's just wire all this up. And basically what I'll do is I'll configure, well, here, I'll plug it all in and then I'll show you how this is all configured. What I'll also do is to turn off the machine once I have enough of the item, is I'm going to use a machine controller on the top side of each of these blast furnace blocks. And when a redstone signal is applied by this level emitter, it turns the machine off. You see they're working disabled. This one's not disabled because that level emitter is not on. Now it's getting pretty crowded here, but that's all right. It'll work. Those of you that have watched my OmniFactory series are probably pretty familiar with this look of blast furnace, where inputs are in the top and a level emitter controls whether or not the blast furnace is running. because these specifically do require a fluid input, and thus I need the final input slot, I'm using the slot in the bottom here for fluid. So it's a little hard to get to, but it's functional. And that one I'll configure to be for nitrogen. So nitrogen goes in there, and likewise, I will have nitrogen here. It's a little hard working here because I'm like right above the water. For this first blast furnace, the 2 export buses will be for gold and redstone. So once enough of that has been transmitted, this machine should turn on and start making, let's see, 4 redstone. It should start making energetic alloy, right? Is that the recipe? Gold, redstone. Oh, it's hydrogen, not nitrogen. Wrong gas. So with the wrong gas thing fixed, this blast furnace is now making energetic alloy, and I can set it to, I don't know how much I made. Let's set it to 100 for now. When we have more than 100 energetic alloy, turn off the blast furnace. And then over on this next blast furnace, I can configure it to export energetic alloy and ender pearl dust. And this should turn on pretty soon. Well, yep, it turns on. And once I get a piece of vibrant alloy, I can also configure the threshold. So this way, our blast furnaces automatically turn on once we have less than a certain amount of these resources, which is good because these resources take a fair bit of time to make. Right, energetic alloy I think is 5 seconds per, and vibrant alloy is 10 seconds per. So I can set this to, I'll set it also to 100. So it'll automatically turn on that way, and I need to set this to turn on when above. That way I should never find myself having to wait on blast furnaces. Having to wait on blast furnace crafting is the worst state to be in because blast furnaces take forever to do work. And now we should be able to auto-craft some wireless boosters. So can we do 20? Like we can. Here they come. And then I can put these into our access point. Now I don't know if I want to use all 20. I do. 60, dang, I want even more than this. But now our energy usage is way higher. In fact, it's higher than the rate I'm inserting energy into our energy cell. What I need to do is, I think instead of wirelessly transferring energy into our ME system, I should power it directly. So what I can do is I can put an energy acceptor somewhere around here and then use another CEU to directly power it. That way, because right now I'm not actually limited by how much energy I produce, but just how much energy I can transport as RF easily. So by putting an energy acceptor here, that any RF that goes into there directly goes into our ME system. And then a CEU here will output up to 8,000 RF a tick into the energy acceptor, right? Up to 4 amps of HV power. And that should allow us to put all these in here without draining our energy cells. Yeah, we are still in a steady state. Now that does make our power consumption go up quite a bit probably. At 3.8k RF a tick. But in the grand scheme of things, that's less than 2 amps of HV power. So, whatever. I'll deal with it. In light of that, I think we can even use more wireless boosters. 60 meter range. How much do you think I need to cover the base? All the way out to there is probably 150-ish meters. Let's get maybe another 20. Because of the way the power consumption scales almost exponentially with the number of cards, with 46 of them, I'm drawing 8.9k RF a tick. If I bring this down 1 to 45, I found the energy consumption is, oh no, it's not magically lower, but it's below the 8k, well, it's right around the 8k limit, which is how much energy I can insert into the network. In fact, let's even go a couple lower. 43. Unfortunately, that means our range is only 71 meters. What I could do is I could set up a couple more access points throughout the base, and I'll probably do that off camera. That way, the total area, well, I think the total RF per, I'm not sure. I think the RF per unit area covered stays constant, but I'm not sure about that. Yeah, for some reason, all of a sudden, we're down to 2.2k, even though we went from like 48 to 43. whatever, I'm not going to complain. This is a reasonable amount of energy to spend on wireless. And at some point we get the creative wireless terminal. While it's technically a creative item, it's actually not that far off. To make it, I need crystal assemblies, I believe, which it's a couple tiers up. But yeah, crystal assemblies and osmium cable. So I don't know. An IV. I guess in the IV era, we'll get the creative wireless terminal, which effectively has an infinite supply of built-in wireless cards. Anyways, it's nighttime again, so I can upgrade our altar. Doing so will give us the top tier altar, the iridescent altar, and then I can pick it up to complete the quest. So picking up the altar completes the quest. And the quest is very conveniently will reward us with a celestial crystal. So let's take that celestial crystal. I think I'll just use this celestial. Where'd it go? There it is. Take this celestial crystal, attune it to Visio, and that way I don't have to make a new celestial crystal to power our altar with. Just as a small convenience thing for now, where we don't have much time left today and I would like to fight the Chaos Dragon this episode. So in light of that, I'm going to pass on making the Sky Cauldron today and put that off for later, and just use our quest reward crystal to power our crafting. The iridescent altar also requires the multi-block around your altar to be upgraded. Thankfully, the upgrade in this instance is strictly adding blocks. So I don't recall the exact shape off the top of my head, but you only have to add things. There's, unlike the previous tiers where you have to like add some blocks in some places, remove blocks in others. Nope, this one's very convenient. I think it looks something like this. I can check the book to be sure. No, I'm not quite right. You'll know it's done when you place the last block, a little crystal floats up here. This is purely decorative, doesn't do anything, but it tells you that your altar is done. Now, we don't have much starlight. In fact, I doubt we have enough starlight to make our crystal. In fact, we do not. So, to get a bit more starlight, we can now shine... Wait a second. In order to shine starlight on this thing, I need this crystal to be... I guess, once nighttime hits, we probably have enough starlight to craft this thing. So we do have to wait for the next night cycle, unfortunately. While waiting for nightfall, I came to check up on our deconglomerator here. It appears to have processed all of the one stack that I put in. So let's give it a bit more end stone. And we'll just let it keep running, I guess. So this is another 10 stacks. We'll see how much it manages to get through before running out of mana. Remember, I gave it 1 mana tablet, which is, I believe, exactly half a mana pool worth of mana. It's nighttime again, and we now have enough starlight power to craft. So, let's make our collector crystal, celestial collector crystal even. I believe that quest reward is actually another one. No, it isn't. Never mind. It's less good than that. Oh well. Any good quest rewards here? Nope. Anyways, place that one air block gap in between, and when the particles start flowing, that means it's working. So what we can then do is we can link this with our linking tool. Link you to our altar, and that'll give our altar full crafting power even during the day, which is definitely enough to make the Mantle of the Stars. So let's craft this now. Crafting with the iridescent altar is a bit more complicated because not only do you have the items that actually go into the crafting table, but you have items that go around it. So you see these 4 items: the feather, ender pearl, star metal ingot, and stardust. Those have to be placed onto spectral relays, and once you start crafting, the system will tell you which relay wants which item. So, back to speed up a little, would you? I assume that works. And obviously once you're down to the last one, you can figure out where it goes on your own. So, faster. Maybe speeding up doesn't help. Eventually though, that spits out your item, and that's our Mantle of the Stars. Gives us 2 infused glasses. I wonder what constellations are on these. Oh, they're blank. They're for you to infuse. Makes sense. Anyways, now that we have this mantle, let's go fight the Chaos Dragon. Conveniently, Chaos Islands are only 5,000 blocks apart in this pack, not the default value, which is 10,000, I believe. So that means we should, let's go north first, I guess, find a Chaos Island at, whatever coordinate 10,000. North, I guess, is negative Z. So at negative 5,000 Z, we should run into one. Now, let's actually put on our mantle. That breaks our creative flight, so that's why I need my Rendingale. Well, found a Elytra thing on our way, so I may as well come in here, grab an Elytra. Or, I didn't know shulkers were range. Oh, they're range immune while they're closed? Okay, I learned. As we approach here, I have my teleporter bound, just in case we need to leave. Where is it? That looks like it. I don't think it's possible for me to lose this fight, because I think he only does chaos damage. Yeah, I can take him forever. Alright, but apparently I can't. Are the crystals melee immune? I don't get it. Why can't I break this crystal? Or is it already broken? No, the red crystals are protected, right? That just means I need to break another crystal first? Well, that crystal's protected too. Why are crystals protected? I don't understand. What am I doing wrong? Well, this fight's really loud, and I've managed to destroy, I think, exactly one of the crystals so far. So I didn't do anything. Oh, there goes the second one. So I guess you have to destroy them in a certain order. And it seems to be inside then outside? I'm not sure. But so far, right? Yeah, these two are down. And did I just get a third one there? I did. So, I don't know. I'm just going to keep randomly hitting crystals until they die. I mean, this dragon is incapable of hurting me. That's not quite true. He can still, like, melee hit me, which deals, like, 6 hearts of damage. But I have, you know, 50-ish hearts of health, so it doesn't really matter. Anyways, I'm sure eventually I'll break all of his crystals. I guess the fight's changed since the last time I've done it. For real. Do I need him to break it? Is that how this works? Nope, that didn't do it. Alright, I think I figured it out. You just have to deal a certain amount of damage to them in one hit to break them. And I was hitting them with my Rendingale, which obviously is not a weapon, so it doesn't do much damage. But if I just shoot them at point blank with my bow, it gets them almost every time. Anyways, at this point, no, the dragon ate the attack. Alright, so I just have to clean up the last few crystals here. And now that I know how it works, it's going much faster. I wish I had actual flight, though. Alright, I got all the crystals, so now it's just a part of shooting the dragon. Check armor durability. Plenty left to go around. I can't see. I can't hear. Whenever you would like to stop blasting me, dragon, that would be swell. Maybe I can see better from the top of one of these? He's just blasting away there. Alright, one more hit. Maybe 2 more hits. Oh, don't run away now. He knows he's on his last legs. He's fleeing. I can't hit for the life of me. Please. Will you stop running away? Gotcha now. I've been on this last sliver of health for like 2 minutes now. Oh, come on, that hit him. I think he's healing. Alright, I got you. Wait. What happened? Why did I get teleported? Alright, let's fly back. I got teleported past. If he despawns, I will be livid. Nope, he's still here. Alright, I have no clue what happened or why I teleported. Apparently he respawned a crystal. Oh look, he's dying. He teleported me away again, and I guess he did it right as I hit him with a shot, and I didn't record it, so oh well. He's dead. Now I think there's a config option set that breaking the stuff at the core here, you can't vein mine obsidian, can you? Let's get my good drill out. But breaking the core does not cause the island to explode, I hope. In the core here is some draconium infused obsidian, which apparently I don't have the mining level to mine yet. Alright. But what we're really after are, well, we're not really after the chaos crystal, but it's good to have. So let's break it and see if everything explodes. Yeah, no explosion. I'll take the EXP too. It's a lot of EXP. Alright. Anyways, what I actually came here for was, let's get my flight back on. What I actually came here for was platinum. So let's see if I can find a platinum vein before we call things for the day. There are not many ores on here. When I do a scan, I think I find one ore vein in the whole area. And it is palladium and platinum. Ha! That's exactly what I came here for. So let's dig it up. Perfect. Nifty, it has iridium as well. I was able to find a second palladium vein here, but I think that's all I'm getting off this Chaos Island, which is fine. I expect 2 veins is more than enough to last me through the end of the pack, because these exotic resources tend to not be used very much. So let's head home and see exactly how much we hauled up. Palladium, well, let's empty our inventory here. So palladium is used to make those carbon fibers. We have 1,000 of those ores. Platinum, we have 2,000. And if I really care, we can make it dense and, you know, go through all these steps. Make it dense, make it shards, whatever, to get more. But I don't even think this is necessary. Like if I just were to straight process this, yeah, you get 2 per, and if I use the hammer, I get about 4 per. I don't think I'm gonna go through 8,000 platinum. At this point, I don't even remember why I wanted platinum in the first place. For something to do out here, right? No, I must have forgotten to pin it even. So I guess I'll have to figure out what I wanted that platinum for later, because we are way over time. So we're going to wrap up here, come back next time, and use this platinum for something that I've forgotten about. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.